Hi, this is Shikhar Mitra and you are watching Ubuntu. Between the years 1977 and 1984, I was sent to the Frank Anthony Public School, Kolkata for my schooling. And there I met two awesome sets of people. Our awesome teachers and my fantastic batchmates. Today, 3.5 decades later, this is their story. Keep watching.
To narrate to you our story, you have to comprehend we were the last generation of an era that stood at the precipice of change, from conservatism to liberalism, from Victorian values and prudishness to openness and sexual freedom, from the art of elaborate flowery writing letters to the art of brevity, symbols and SMSs, from patience and waiting in earnest to instant services and instant gratifications. Yes,
we were the Fapsians of the 70s and 80s of the last century, who studied together, bonded together, grew up together, fought together, bid farewell together, and were scattered in myriad directions to seek our own destiny. The path of childhood to adulthood is a wash of motley memories, some good, some not so good. And the Frank Anthony Public School, Kolkata, was one of the silver linings that made our journey worthwhile. As the widely accepted saying goes, the best part of the journey is not the journey itself or the final destination, but the company on the way. When we look back to those school days as Fapsians, we fondly recollect that it was this motley company of friends, mates, teachers and other associates at our beloved alma mater that made this journey worthwhile from childhood to adulthood. As we interacted during study, play, lunch, on the sports field, at cultural and social functions, outside the classroom, in the corridors, outside the principal's room for some misdemeanor or naughtiness, at the canteen, and in between periods and sessions. Apart from the friendship we developed, which today has seen almost half a century, we inculcated unknowingly within us a bit of each other. Our strengths, our weaknesses, our highs, our lows, our cleverness, our foolishness, our stoicism, our humor, our pranks, and most importantly, our sense of right and wrong. School in the years 1972 onwards, at our initiation, was a cacophony of wails, separation anxiety from parental tutelage, colorful water bottles on the windowsill, and the welcome sound of the closing bell. In the next few years, we slowly came to know that the foundation stone of the Frank Anthony Public School, Kolkata, our alma mater, was laid in the year 1965 by one-time Member of Parliament, President-in-Chief of the All India Anglo-Indian Association and United Nations Delegate of Independent India, Mr. Frank Anthony. He was a multifaceted personality, a social activist, educationist, and a Supreme Court lawyer of repute. As we all know, his birthday is celebrated each year on 25th September as Founders Day, and we have an instant emotional connect to the occasion, a blur of momentous images and faces. We spent the initial years under the stewardship of our principal, Mr. G.W. Flynn, an ex-military officer, and to say the least, a strict disciplinarian. And the later half of our school days was spent in awe of a radiant Mr. E.W. McReady, our next principal, and perhaps our friend, philosopher, and guide for the next decade or so. The illustrious baton passed on to the current principal, Mr. I. Myers, who has taken the school to the next level.
Good morning, everybody. We are today in the Frank Anthony Public School, Kolkata, and we are lucky to have with us Mr. I. Myers. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and good to see all of you, all looking very different.
We'll keep it short, knowing that you have a schedule. Couple of questions only, sir. The first question, we know that you were an ex-student of the school. So how does it feel to be the principal of the school where you were once a student?
I was once a student and then a teacher.
Yes.
It's almost a circle being completed. It gives me great satisfaction, definitely a certain amount of pride, and also gives me a lot of confidence to serve the school. I think knowing the history is always important for us, not just as a subject that we study in school. But I think knowing the history of any organization helps you to move ahead.
Thank you, sir. The second question might be a bit difficult for you. Do you remember teaching our batch, sir? We were the 1984 ICSC and the 1986 ISC batch. And if you can remember that, do you remember what was the most notorious incident you can recall with us involved, sir?
While I definitely recall your batch, and I recall many of you, as I say, your names are all familiar. Faces aren't, you've all changed greatly. Naturally, it's been many, many years. But to remember a particular incident from a particular batch is very, very difficult. And yet at the same time, there's always a similarity of situations. No matter which batch you look at, whether it's students bunking, whether it's students imitating teachers, whether it's students falling asleep in class, every batch would have had this to some degree.
We stand vindicated, sir. We were good boys then. The third and the final question, sir. Given a choice, sir, would you like to teach us again for a day, just for old time's sake?
Yes, I would love to. On the one condition that you all come in uniform, you all come with short hair, you stand up when I enter the classroom, and I'll teach you a subject and at that level that I taught you then. No doubt I'll be very happy to go back in time. They were great times. There was a greater rapport between staff and students, if I may say so, at that time. Sure. We were much closer than we are today. Times have changed, psychology has changed, the way we deal with students has changed, and I guess we've had to move on with the changing times. Be true to yourself. Follow your own heart's desires. And most importantly of all, be grateful for all the blessings that you have. And you will only be grateful for the blessings that you have when you look at those who are less fortunate than you are.
We had a bit of ourselves embedded in our core, and that is why perhaps our reunion as friends of a forgotten era was destined to happen at Ubuntu. And in the year 2015, almost 30 years after we bid goodbye from Fab's Kolkata, it was almost magically that our motley bunch of Fabsians of the year 1972 to 86 were one by one united on the Ubuntu platform on social media. Ubuntu, an African term often used to mean I am because we are, became an ideal medium for long lost camaraderie, researching our roots, introducing the new generation, putting forth our dreams, our frustrations, and our individual battles in a new world order. Needless to say, we sympathized, we felt and understood each other and melted in the cauldron of collective emotions. There were lighter moments too. Jokes, gentle leg pulling, differences of opinion and convergence of ideas. And of course, the GTs or get-togethers. But there was something missing, very much missing, and that was the return. The return to our roots, to relive those moments frozen in time in the hallowed precincts of our beloved school, and trying to feel the emotions and interactions that shaped us into what we are today.
I joined Frank Anthony in class 6th and spent the most important formative 5 years of my life in that school. I don't know where I stand in this Olympic race of life, but I do know that I am what I am today because of the molding that I received in the hands of the teachers when I was in school. Whether it was the discipline of Mr. Flynn, the huge energy and the memory of Mr. McGreedy, the scolding, the style and the training from Mrs. Ray, the problem-solving skills of Mr. Banerjee, or the huge knowledge and affection of Mrs. Vora, Mrs. Meshram, and so many other teachers who taught us during that period. The school also gave me my most cherished and most valuable gift of life, which is my circle of school friends. When I created this social group, now called Ubuntu, almost after 3 decades of having passed out, one realized that while we have all been busy running the race of life, what binds us together for life is the time that we spent together in the school. Frank Anthony just did not teach me lessons from textbooks. It taught me the values of life.
Hello everyone, I'm Bharti Singh here. started off my formative years in Frank Anthony, and it has been a beautiful journey since. Now, with more conviction, I can say, courage is destiny.
Kids join school to study, play, sing, dance, draw, etc. on the insistence of their parents. I joined school to make friends. We laughed, cried, played, ate each other's tiffin while we studied together in FAPS. I am so lucky that even after so many years, we are bonded together on the social media platform which we named Ubuntu. Things are a little different now with us being on the social media, but the occasional get-togethers that we have add spice to our lives. We participate in this group with no inhibitions. We are in our 50s, but when we are together in this group, we feel we are in 15. Such is the charm of friendship that we have nurtured within us for such a long time. The values inculcated in us by FAPS are still alive and helped us in the journey of life. Thank you, FAPS, love you, for giving us such adorable friends and teachers to be cherished for life.
Hi friends, this is Anita and I am a proud FAPSian.
Hi, I am Shomik Bain. Courage is destiny.
Hi, I am Timir. School days are the best part in a person's life. We all have some cherished memories of our school. These are a few tokens of my school days. Here's my message. Courage is destiny.
Hello. I have studied in Frank Anthony Public School, Kolkata for the most important 2 years of my life. And whatever I am today, it is partly because of Frank Anthony Public School, Kolkata. And on this occasion, I would like to wish each one of you a very, very happy New Year. Thank you.
Hello, I am Sumita. I am proud to be a part of the FAPS family.
I miss school. Now that's something I never thought I would say. At school, all I wanted was to get rid of it, to go out and explore the world, to live life as an adult. Now that I am here, all I want to do is rewind the clock and go back to school again. School time ends, but the memories last forever.
बावरा मन देखने चला एक सपना. Love you, FAPS.
Hello dear friends, I would not be here if I had not gone to FAPS, because FAPS gave me such a foundation and it was such a fun to be there with all of you and the teachers. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate what FAPS has given me, and I think more than anything else, college and everything, I think FAPS has been the most important thing in my life. My favorite was Mr. McGrady, because I have never seen a man like that who took so much care and initiative to make sure that all his students are learning, and also learning to be ready for societies.
हमें फैब से प्यार कितना कि हम नहीं जानते, मगर जी नहीं सकते उबुंटू बिना. I am Sushil Dwivedi, proud to be a FAPSian, passed out class 12 in 1986. Courage is destiny.
Hi, I am
the Fapsian Jaswinder. Courage is destiny.
Hi friends, I am Javed Iqbal Shah. Courage is destiny. I am proud to be a Fapsian. My school has helped me to develop my knowledge, personality and character. Well, I have to reach school on time, otherwise Mr. Flynn will back me up with his cane.
Hi, I'm Saswati and I'm really proud to be a Fapsian.
I am Indrani and a proud Fapsian, and like all proud Fapsians, I too believe in my school motto, courage is destiny.
Hi, I am Arun. Love you, Faps.
Hi, I am Rajiv. Courage is destiny.
Hi, I am Jalde. I am a Fapsian. Love and respects to all my teachers.
I am Rajendra Nagar, student of batch 84 and 86. I love my school uniform. I am a proud Fapsian. I am today because of my school. Thank you, Faps.
The return as prophesied was inevitable. So the prodigal son is back after 3 long decades on the staircase of his alma mater to soak in the ambience of a forgotten era and to feel the reverberations of 1,000 voices from the past. As I stand here and as I walk up the stairs, I get goosebumps feeling what had been and what is still there inside of me after 35 long years. Are they pages from The Merchant of Venice? Or Mr. McGrady's booming voice calling out to me, Indranil, across the corridor? Or the please may I go to drink water escapades that were a flight to freedom from arithmetic lessons? To tell you more about it, I have here with me my friend Ravi Gupta.
यही मेरी क्लास है, यही मेरी जिंदगी है. I remember the beautiful teachers of the school, Mrs. Ganther, Mr. Samuel, Mr. Bloud, Mr. Baptist, and the teachers in the senior school, a strict Mr. Banerjee's mathematics, an erudite Mrs. Ray's English, and artistic Mrs. Stungers with her exquisite biology diagrams.
I feel elated. Believe it or not, I didn't come to the teaching profession by choice. I drifted into it thinking that I will be back. But then once I came in the profession and I interacted with the children, it was a great experience. Not only the teaching part, which is the teaching of the subject, it was a whole value orientation. It was a whole bringing up of a next generation, Gen Next, which is what I really enjoyed, and I made it a point that my education or my way of educating them will not be restricted to the book or to the subject. It will be an overall development. And today that you are here shows that I have been successful.
So much.
Because this rapport, this feeling that we have for each other, this interaction as human beings, this is education. This is what I wanted. You may forget the biology or the English that I teach, but you didn't forget me. And those values which I wanted to inculcate, those are still ingrained in me. That is my success. That is my passion.
Mrs. Banerjee's chemistry classes and Mrs. Vora's, those intricate designs being taught to us for the medieval temples in their times.
Yes, any day. I can't think of any other profession where you would get that kind of mental satisfaction and the kind of, at the end of the day you felt you've done something, most important thing. The feeling of well-being that you have. And when you got back the feedback from your students, you realize, what a good job you've done. So when you've helped out others to find themselves, what more can you do? No other profession gives you that. Any other profession you're working for yourself, here you're working for a community. You're shaping a future generation. So that is a big thing. It really mattered to all of us, not only anybody, right from the administrators to the other teachers. Everybody had a vision. But these are our children. We never thought of you people as XYZ. You were always our children. So that was it.
Too young in my school, and I didn't know how to propose a young lady. So today, I take this opportunity to propose you again. I am looking forward for another date with you, if not today, then
Every moment is still living. काश आज भी हम यहीं होते अपने सुनहरे दोस्तों के साथ. हम क्यों बड़े हो गए? इसी ने हमें जिंदगी दी है. FAPS has taught us to live life with discipline and fun. Love you दोस्तों, love you FAPS.
From the classroom to the laboratory was a big leap for us. Just like Neil Armstrong, as we had crossed the threshold of middle school and would be counted as seniors from now on. Our senior for today is Avijit Datta.
I remember tinkering around, touching gingerly, with all my curiosity and eagerness, and sense of knowing the unknown crept inside me, with several skill, and as I'm feeling that I must know something more, and as I'm back once again to my roots, back in my school, and that search still continues, and it still tells me, come back again. This is where you have started. You have still a lot to learn. Come back again.
Well, they say the grass is always greener on the other side. We too thought so at one time about our neighborhood school. But today, standing out there, my friend Amit Roy Chaudhary has a totally different take.
FAPS had produced a lot of good students who fared very well in due course of time. But it wasn't about good marks and syllabus always. In those times, when social stigma attached to good careers like doctors and engineers, FAPS was a school who has patronized us and encouraged in track and fields also and go beyond curriculum. Track and field was given the due share of importance and patronage. Our sports, our march past, and even our football tournaments, all of these pursuits had helped us a lot in achieving our goal.
Courage is destiny. Courage is destiny. All right,